Governments across the world have made it mandatory for car companies to test their vehicle safety systems by crash testing them. Even some of the most expensive cars have to undergo these tests. Mentioned below are the top 10 most expensive car crash tests ever performed. Number 10. Range Rover Velar. The Range Rover Velar is one of the brand's most luxurious and expensive vehicles to this day. Its base price starts at $56,000 and can go much higher if you add in optional extras. Though a steep price tag gives you a higher sense of peace of mind when it comes to safety, as it scored 5 stars in overall crash tests. The SUV passed all crash tests with flying colors, and the only area where it scored average points was the pedestrian safety, which is understandable as the large size of the vehicle makes it dangerous for pedestrians. Number 9. Audi Q8. Audi Q8 starts at nearly $68,000 and can go all the way up to $100,000 if the higher spec trims are selected. Several units of this expensive SUV underwent series of crash tests where they were completely demolished. Thanks to an excellent performance in all the tests, including the side impact and pedestrian safety tests, the car achieved overall 5-star rating. However, the Q8 scored 4 stars in rollover resistant tests in NHTSA tests and has a 16% chance of rolling over in case a driver takes a sharp turn in case of an emergency. Number 8. Tesla Model S. All Tesla cars are famous for securing outstanding safety ratings, and the Model S is no exception. This $70,000 EV was tested for everything from front impact to side impact crash tests, and its safety features proved their worth in each test. This ludicrously fast Tesla secured 5 stars not just in the overall rating, but also in each category, thanks to the use of high-strength architecture and floor-mounted batteries, which lowers the center of gravity and greatly reduces the chance of rollover incident. Number 7. Porsche Taycan. Porsche Taycan is the brand's first all-electric vehicle, and its base variant starts at just around $100,000. And it is this particular variant which was subjected to a series of crash tests. Not only the expensive crash dummies remained unscathed, but the car's structure was also intact at the end. The EV managed to show excellent results in case of a side pole test, which is undoubtedly the most challenging crash test there is, achieving an overall rating of 5 stars. However, the car showed rather average performance in whiplash protection in case of a rear-end collision and pedestrian safety. Number 6. Mercedes-Benz G-Class. Mercedes-Benz G-Class is famous for its classic looks and luxury. Its entry-level variant starts at approximately $130,000. The top SUV had to go through frontal, side, and rollover crash tests, which costed the company millions of dollars. However, the money spent was well worth it, as the G-Wagon received 5-star rating. Its strong and rugged structure is perhaps the main reason behind this excellent score. Only the Euro NCAP performed crash tests on the vehicle, and its sole weak point was the road user safety, where it scored 78% points, which are lower than the industry standard. Number 5. Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. The Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG is a rare Grand Tourer with a starting price of almost a whopping $200,000. Its signature long hood acts as an excellent crumple zone and makes it easier for the car to ace the crash tests. The unique front geometry and the iconic gull-wing doors also act as a buffer in case of a crash. Mercedes has fitted the car with F1 tech, which includes safety equipment you will only find in race cars. So it is safe to say that the car is way safer than majority of cars in the market. Number 4. Lamborghini Murcielago. Lamborghini Murcielago is one of the most rare supercars available out there. The cheapest variant of the car costed $350,000 back in the day. Its crash tests were conducted in a controlled environment, where the supercar was hurtled towards an obstacle at a speed of 35 miles per hour. And needless to say, all the crumple zones did their job very well. Furthermore, the crash dummies also remained intact during the course of these tests. The supercar is widely adored by the fans to this day, and this is the reason why it has increased in value over the passage of time. Number 3. Bugatti Veyron. Crash testing a $1.7 million Bugatti Veyron isn't easy. This is why the company decided to use a single prototype over and over again. After each test, the car was repaired for another test in order to keep the costs down. Bugatti also resorted to software-based crash simulations that are a lot cheaper than actual tests. But these simulations also cost thousands of dollars per test. It is worthy to note that the tests were not performed at a fast speed, which the car is capable of achieving. Rather, they were performed at an average speed to ensure some level of safety. Number 2. Koenigsegg Regera. Even the famous Koenigsegg Regera had to make sacrifices in a series of crash tests. It must have been hard for the folks at Koenigsegg to watch their flagship hypercar get thrashed. Not to forget that the price starts at $1.9 million, making it one of the most expensive cars in the history of mankind. Crash testing such an expensive car can impact the company's financials, so the company found a good alternative. They crash tested the same car over and over again. A single Regera was rebuilt multiple times and tested in order to save costs. Number 1. Pagani Huayra. Pagani Huayra is an ultra-rare Italian supercar with a starting price of $2.4 million. The company actually crash-tested one of the prototypes of this $2.4 million hypercar, which was a rather sad spectacle. But the good news is that all the crushed dummies remained unscratched thanks to a chassis made out of carbon fiber and titanium alloy. The newly developed composite frame absorbs impact forces even better than a normal carbon fiber frame, which is evident by the fact that the car survived a crash test conducted at a faster speed than usual.